Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are again at the temple, and I've been a busy bee. We have a sort of a ceiling on the temple now. It's not finished because I've still got to take. Oh, look, the moon is coming through the window. The moon doesn't appear directly overhead, so you've got a couple of choices. Sort of like, I think it's 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. So I have done as much as I can. I've lined up the moon window and it's directly above the middle of the pool. And this is the start of the roof of the temple. Ooh, I'm underwater. I still have to level it out. As you can see, it was just thrown up to see if I could actually do the window in it. And from overhead, it's still not perfect, as you can see, but we'll make it pretty. So that is where we are right this minute. We have the moon, we have the stars, and as you can see, busy bee. I said I would get that sorted. And then if we go downstairs, I had a suggestion to put lights behind the moon here so they would look like stars. Now, if you look from this distance, you'll see like little faded spots. Those are lights in there. And only as you get closer do you actually see them. I think it's something to do with my settings, but we do have stars behind, and it could be a misty night from here with the stars sort of glowing through behind there. And I've set up, copied what we had that side has been copied onto that side now. So we have the exact setup with the chairs. There's some fruit on a table here somewhere. There it is. Okay, and you can see the lights. They're not perfect, but they sort of do the job. And as you go backwards, they sort of vanish into the background. If we had the strip lights, those party lights, what are they called? Darn. I can't remember what they're called. What are those things? Sorry, I was actually looking at lights. And these ones, the fairy lights, there we go. If we had individual fairy light globes, that might work. But the smallest light that I could find was this one. And that's what we've got there, because it's the flattest. It sort of sits flush against the wall. So that is our bathing area and relaxing area. I need to pinch one of these and just throw it over there for now. I haven't put lights in, but we do have a bit of the start of a feast set up here. We've got some floral wall decorations. I still haven't had an answer with regards frame or no frame for the picture, so let me know what you think there. The other alternative is I just use, let's do that, this little friend here might not work on the picture, but it will work around the picture, but it's a little skinny. I don't know if that's going to do anything to the picture. I don't think it will change much. So I'm not 100% sure. But what I have spent a lot of my time doing is, if you go through this door here, this is our new area. Whoopsie. Sorry. I thought I was walking. Let's see, can I fit you here? Dang it. I can fit you here. I will make you fit here. Yes, you will. It's floating, isn't it? It's fine. We can squish it in there. I have put this other mosaic on the floor. Let's take that off. You can see that also works quite nicely. I suppose I can shrink this a bit, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. And then we have a staircase fit for a queen. We have another window out into the void where we could possibly sort of have an image of the moon as well. And then a very interesting staircase. Let me know what you think. I have triangular stairs, and then it goes down to a semi-spiral staircase. So this is the bed chambers that we are going to build a fit for a queen. And I've used these lights because, oops, sorry, up there and up there, because I think these are good for a royal bed chamber. And then this window goes all the way down here, and I can see I have not, what is it? No, is that not going to, yes, you will. Why is it not registering anything here? It's a little laggy because of all the lights. There we go. And all the bits. It's a very heavy build with regards lights and lots and lots and lots of little pieces of stuff. So that's where we are now. I'm thinking we can mirror that archway possibly over here. We have the technology. Where's my little archway? I'm just wondering. It should, because we have space. Actually, you know what? I might need to move it out a block or two. I'm wondering, am I going to hit my head if I walk up the stairs? Probably. Yep, I'm stuck. Dang it. Unless we do a double arch. It could work. All right, let's take that away. And use, that's the center there. So let's move this one away from the wall. And see how that works. I can walk. Okay. Will it impact on... This can probably just be pulled down a bit. Let's copy that. I think that's in this. Okay. We have a little teeny problem there. That's away from the wall on that side. That's hitting the wall on that side. Fine. I'll bring that in too. And we've got just a slightly wider gap in the middle. That could work. And then we could probably put... Okay, that's not going to work. Where's my skinny one? Means... Will that work? Maybe. And then let's get this maybe. All right, okay, let's try that on the sides then. It's just going to be wider in the middle. It might be worthwhile to actually shrink that a bit. Hey, let me think about that. But in the meantime, then again, this is not going to work then, which is quite sad. If I put that there, right in the middle, and then shrink it, that will work. I've got these as working lights for now. All right, so my immediate thought is I'm using the Venetian plaster on the walls here. That might be subject to change. And I think we're going to use, let's pinch these tiles. Why am I using that tool? On the floor as a starting point. And then we need a royal bed. So I think the first thing we need to do is establish a center point here somewhere. Okay, I'm thinking of putting the bed right there. Now, the question obviously will be, what bed would you consider fancy enough? Yeah, I would really like those archways above it again. Now, we can build a bed on a platform, or we can take a bed with an existing head. I like this bed. I wish it was more moon-shaped behind it. So that's not going to work. So maybe we just use this to start with. And we are literally going... No, poplin, I suppose will work. And then we just go white on everything for now. We're not having a fluffy duvet. I'm terribly sorry. The mattress, we can do a stripe. Let's put grid snapping on. Place the bed first, I suppose. Actually, you know what? How many is this wide? Okay, it's an even number. That's awesome. I know. What can I say? It's the easiest. And then just put the bed on the platform for now. Because I can. I'm tired of figuring out stuff. Okay, so we have that. Now, obviously we need something around the base of the bed. We also need these really large archways above the bed. I think this will work. Let's take this downstairs. Okay, that looks, and then literally, okay, let's decide what we're going to do here. Are we going to use wallpaper? Are we going to use marble? Let's see what that looks like. No? Bad. I think I can live with that. So let's mirror that. Yes, I know it pixelates. That's fine. We do want the depth there. That's a pretty decent bed. Let's just put in that. I think that'll work. What do you say? And then if we use the same, we can then add stairs. Let's do single stairs. I think that sort of gives it enough height. So something like that, which is pretty cute. And then we can probably use, where's that thing? That one. Why are you not allowing me to do that? Don't you just hate that? Can I? Seriously? All right, if I shove you backwards for now, can I now do that thing? You know? Damn fussy these little things are. There we go. Now, behind here, we are going to need some form of headboard. Now, once again, I'm thinking this one, maybe just in a straight white, because that'll pop. Okay, we're going to have to move all that stuff around. Okay, so that is, oh, very wonky option one. Yeah. Are you going to sit nicely? Thank you. But then we're going to have to move this forward. To build the walls again. And then, actually, you know what? That should disappear into that. How did I even manage to do that? So that will disappear into that. The other alternative is obviously just a curtain. Now, I don't know if we've got a wide enough single curtain, so it's probably going to have to be a double curtain. And once again, let's go with white and silver. I do that, and then I move it down. Dang it. Not going to be quite wide enough, is it? We're going to need a number of curtains. I like the fabric. The fabric just sort of makes it feel, whoopsie, don't do that. The fabric just makes it feel softer. We can build into that fabric. It's fine. Is that even? Yes, it is. That is the middle of the bed. Let's rebuild this. Come on, I know you can get in there. Thank you. We've got lots of flickering going on here, but it's fine. We will resolve that. I think that'll work. And then we can use these to fill in the empty gap on the sides. I like it. I need at least one more archway, because this doesn't make sense, this gap here, unless we just build it up to the ceiling and decorate it. Now, I think we need a few lights in here. I'm going to see if, maybe, can we? We probably can use this again. It's probably going to be in the way, isn't it? Gonna whack your head on it when you wake up in the morning. Gives the weirdest feeling to the curtains, doesn't it? All right, scrap that idea. Where are our little baby ones? Maybe these ones. We've got them in silver. I had them in white for the stars. Let me maybe do white on them. Because we know they fit in archways. So which archway should we fit it into? Okay, it won't fit into the curtains. So let's do that and see what it looks like. It's quite nice. And it won't fit. Oh, you will? Yes, you will. Oh, that's quite pretty. Wrong arch. This arch is so confusing. So that's a pretty cool bed if you're playing with lights and stuff like that. I like that. I think I want to make these stairs deeper like that. I was thinking of candles down here, but the problem with the candles, and I'll show you, is I was looking at this. So if I put that there and I light it, look how the color, and you cannot change that. You have no way of changing the color of what color the candle is burning, which is unfortunate. If it was burning, if you could change it to like green or blue, that would be cool. It would work. But I think this is going to have to do. And then it's just a case of building this up. And yes, I'm going to spend the rest of my life using these little blocks to build walls and stuff. And it won't go any further until I force it, but that's fine. I'll line it all up and make it pretty. But that's the start of the bed. Now, I think, okay, let's fix the back here. We've got these things sticking out. We've got these things sticking out. And we've got all this going on. So let's, first of all, change the color, because I didn't change that one. There we go. No more flickering. And then what we could probably do on the back here is have a private bathroom. We could do like a fancy bathtub, maybe something like this, like this. Should we do the foot bath? I like this one, to be honest. It just makes me happy to see it. And maybe with something like that, although I like the height of that one. There we go. So we can actually have a little bath here. We can even put that onto a pedestal as well. In fact, let's be sneaky here. Move that up. And then just pull the pedestal out from, see, I thought there were that I'd done that. Oops. How about that? And then you've got the light coming through from that side, and we can always put a light down on this side, and we can build the top of this up right to the ceiling. Am I still in the wrong color? Dang it. I swear I changed that. All right, can we please use this color? Thank you. There we go. Nice, imposing, super thick wall with a bed in the front. I'll, as I say, fill in these gaps here. Should we have some tables next to the bed? Some cabinets? Do we have anything queen-like? Maybe something simple like that. It could work. throwing a lot of busyness behind here, but it's a headboard. I think it can handle it. And then we could probably borrow some of this. I like it. Let me know what you think. Then maybe if we really were smart, enough. Okay, let's see. Can I line you up perfectly? No, not on this planet. Come on. Thank you. And then we can use this as an archway to the bathroom. And this room doesn't have to be this big. It can be smaller. We can shrink it down. So it's not necessarily this large. But I quite like it this, oops. Like it this big because, you know, we could have a dressing area. We could have a wardrobe area. We could have a seating area. Let me know what you think. So far, so good. Let's take these lights and put them back here now. And then we can figure out if we need any more lights in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, but it glows. How cool is that? I really, really like that. Okay. Got a lot of work to do, but we're getting there. Now, that mosaic that I pinched here, maybe we can use it either around the bed or elsewhere. Now we've only got this one chandelier in here for now, so I think we need a few more. We're probably going to have to shrink them a little bit. Actually, no, we probably can live with that. That will give us enough light, sort of, for here. We can always do the dressing room with way more light. Okay, that works for me. Let's just hopefully not default to the horrible grey. Now, if this stuff works, we can probably... Can we find the center of this? More than likely. Let's say that is the center. Yep. Ornate. Come on. Yes, you can. There we go. And then we just have to stretch this across. Okay, I like that. It just feels not quite 100%. Now we've got the flowers that you can place. Do we have that? We could probably use that. Why do they have to stand upright? For what reason would they need to stand upright? Fine. So on the wall, they only have one direction. I remember when I was doing my Beetlejuice house, and I had to do flowers on the wall there. Oh boy, that was fun, because I had to manually attach them. I should maybe go back there and see what the flowers do. That's quite cute. Just sort of gives it a bit of a feminine touch. They need something. What do they need? Yeah, I'm going to have to spend a bit of time playing with that. That's not bad. So if I use that, and then I use our little friend, been using the circle. How about we use that one? It gives it a little bit of interest. And then I can probably get one of the bigger flowers, that one. And of course it won't sit sideways, so we'll just put on the bed and flip it because we can. I think that has potential to be an interesting royal bedchamber. And then for back here, we've got this tile already. We've got it pretty much on the archways. We've got it on this section. And we are going to let's do the whole bathroom thing, shall we? We can do fancy towel racks. These ones, because every queen needs lots and lots of fuzzy towels. Yeah, there you go. And my thought process here would be, if only the mirrors had reflections, because then we could use the circular mirrors to reflect the light. But seeing as we can't do that, we'll just use the circular mirrors because we can. I think that works. And then, of course, we're going to need, what are we going to use? We're going to use one of these again in there. Push up over the bar. Does cause it to flicker into the mirror, but it is what it is, eh? I like that. And then I'm guessing for privacy purposes, we should build a separate toilet area. May I please just move you there? All right, and then both sides have stairs coming down, so I think I'll use one of these areas as a dressing area, well, a sit down and put your makeup on type area. Now I know we have somewhere it's a dressing table that I never ever use because I only ever find it when I'm looking for something else. So we can use that, perhaps. Don't actually know if I like that. I would rather have somewhere where you can sit and do your makeup. So after all that fun, let's remove that. I know we used one of these upstairs. Should we just go upstairs and go and get it? The only thing I want to do is, yes, I'm going to move these together. So we've got that. It's not really enough space, is it? Dang it. Let's use the shelf. I wish we could do these designs on these, but we can't. So it is what it is. We're going to do that 3 times. It's lined up. It's almost lined up. Okay, that works. So we've got that. I think I'm going to put a little block on the back of there as well. Let's get the wood. It looks like a dressing table. I think that'll work. I hope it'll work. And it does have the feel that we're going for. I'm going to leave those over there just in case I want them. And then we can put a whole bunch of mirrors on the wall again. It works for me. Now we can probably use this as a frame. Right, this needs to be flipped. I think that works as a triple mirror. What do you say? And then I think I'm going to paint the background there. Only problem is it shows up the fact that I haven't lined them up perfectly. That looks pretty good. Okay, we need either a chair or an ottoman. How about that? If not, why not? Oh yes, that works for me. I can live with that. And we just need some lights in here. Now for lights, I'm waiting for shortly when I end up crashing the whole thing down because the light just like say how's it. Maybe we should use these. Just go for a straight silver. Go for an RGB. Go for that blue that we've been using. Would be cool, but we're not going to be able to get away with that. Yes, maybe. I actually like the color. Maybe we should put this on the wall in here as well, just to tone down that intense whiteness. I can live with that, I think. What do you think? Okay, you two can stay there for now. Just sit there and just let's do some columns in the corners. Something besides magic has to hold this temple up. Yep, that works for me. And then obviously we can do a whole bunch more decor. Now, for wardrobes, see that matches with what we've been using. Will you sit? Do we have space to put you up there? Maybe. We can do it. There we go. And we can probably still open the drawer. Can we? Yes, we can. So nothing damaged in the process. Okay. And then maybe we can use these. If not, why not? And then, of course, we need pictures. And they really need to fix their pictures. They really, really, really need to fix their pictures. I was thinking on this wall it would be really cool. I like that for a dressing room. We'll continue in here with other things like couches and maybe a table. Are you understanding my moonroof? It's the largest window I have. The other alternate is I take these back and I put the circle like I've got in the pool and I make it much larger. I'm leaning towards that. That's why I haven't really fixed the roof yet, because I'm thinking I'll just move all this back, chop some of these and put a much larger center of the roof. So let me know what you think so far of my moon temple. So guys, I am going to carry on working and playing around with stuff and wait for some suggestions and feedback. Let me know what you think. And should I make this bigger? Okay, that's my first question. Because right now I've got 2 windows here. As you can see, there's the second one. So I'm thinking we just go with, put 2 of these archways together and make a huge hole in the roof. And to heck with the fact that there's no glass in it. I did also do a little bit of extra decoration on the temple around the outside. Can't really see it very well in this light, but you can sort of see it with reflected light. But I have to put a few more things, a few more lights. But if you're looking, let's go back to the beginning where we first were. As you can see here, you can actually see it glowing through the trees. So from this distance, it's pretty darn bright. And then once we've made it all pretty, then we've got to make it all broken. So it is a ruin in the woods. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to that. Okay guys, I'm going to leave you guys. My hands are off the keyboard. I'm going to wish you a lovely weekend. If you've got this far, please subscribe. And I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.